Hallo, hola, dobry den, gotag, tere, guten tag, dewaguit, ohio, privyet, hi, sewadi, and howdy. If we have not yet met, my name is Craig, but I'm usually referred to around here as Hot Lixx Hulahan. My first year in Oulu was 2006 when I beat out the U.S. favorite, William Ocean, to earn a free trip to Finland. I performed terribly in Oulu, but I had such a great time spending a week with music geeks from all over the world that I kept competing in hopes that I could return for free. In 2007, I lost the U.S. championships to my aforementioned nemesis, William Ocean. However, after rigorous training and numerous risky and downright dangerous stunts, resulting in only marginal injuries, side note, in 2008, Betty B. Good lost a toe during competition. I won the U.S. title back and got to come back to Oulu, where people are known to get drunk twice in one day. I got to spend another sleepless week with my new multicultural group of friends at the world infamous Hotel Cumulus. This is the Italians' room. Notice that they have taken the beds and tilted them up against the wall in order to accommodate more partying. But this time I won and became the 2008 air guitar world champion. Thank you. My flight back home was a day after everybody else, so I got to spend the time hanging out with the Air Guitar World Championship crew, including Susanna, Jaco, and the then childless Hannah and Hilka. I also got to, quote, complete the set by meeting the only remaining world champ I hadn't yet met, who just happened to be riding by on a bicycle, basically like everybody in Oulu does. The Air Guitar World Championships crew further treated me like royalty by having me pick up trash in the town square and then locking it and me into the back of a windowless van behind a steel partition. Honestly, though, I love the whole experience. These were people from halfway around the world that I could still connect with, who shared the same worldview and the same love of the absurd. Sure, Susanna and Hilka like some questionable Swedish boy band pop, but we all have our own guilty pleasures, especially when it comes to music. As the world champ, I spent 2008 and 2009 performing many international errands to promote air guitar. That's me at Giant Stadium. That's me with the current mayor of Oulu. I don't know if you can see that in the back. No alcohol was harmed in the making of this picture. I was also promoting world peace. Here's me in the heartland of America with the Bloods and the Crips, all air guitaring together. Naturally, this can be dangerous, so sometimes I do require my own security team. In addition to my duties as promoting world peace, I will also sometimes have to hawk building materials. That's the kind of, when you win a world title, you get the dubious honor of performing in places like this. I don't mean to brag, but when you perform in a place like this, I can leave and honestly say, I don't think people had ever seen anything like that before, of any kind. So I promote sometimes building materials. I also promote snack foods. That's the Takis girl from Mexico. And then also some bottom shelf alcohol. The woman on the left, her breasts were so large that she had to wear 2 bikinis. That's important information, right? I thought I'd just share that. So because I was the champ in 2008, I got another free trip back to Oulu to defend my title. That same year, my sworn enemy, William Ocean, won the U.S. title. So after 5 years of this rivalry, he was from the East Coast, I was from the West Coast. One year I win, one year he wins, one year I win, the next year he wins. We were gonna put it to a head, and we're gonna do it on the world stage in Oulu. We were gonna battle it out and see who was gonna win. And in fact, what we did, we both tied for second place. Thus ending both of our careers. We figure if you're gonna retire, it doesn't get any higher than that. It's like kind of rather poetic. The sad part about retiring though is that I was never again gonna return to Oulu for competition, right? We all agree that. It took me a lot of time to actually make a whole slide with just an emoticon. After the 2009 season, as a tiny Frenchman in gold lame represented me and my subculture, I submitted a job application to the Air Guitar World Championships. I included the many jobs that I was fired from, the many colleges that I dropped out of, availability starting yesterday. I guess my education, I was a world traveler, man of intrigue. I think that may have been my main qualification. I did not expect this to work. I just thought they would appreciate it and get a laugh out of the gesture. But then a funny thing happened. I was indeed hired to come back to Oulu and even given a job. Wow. Yeah. Hotel Cumulus. My title was and remains today, quote, general hanging out and being nice to people. I'm also a mule for transporting illegally imported Converse All-Stars. So if anybody here in Oulu needs some next year, just place your order with me 6 to 8 weeks in advance. I'm exceptionally honored to have this position of general hanging out and being nice to people. So if we have not yet met, please come and introduce yourself. And I can't promise I'll pronounce your name right, but you can at least laugh at me for trying. If you have a complaint, though, that I am neither being nice nor hanging out, please take it up with Susanna, who will most likely put me back into a windowless van for the rest of my stay. So this is my 7th year involved in competitive air guitar. I'm now married. I have a daughter. But wait. Yeah, that's very nice. I've also gained 35 pounds. That's like 16 kilos in the 7 years that I started air guitar, which we've dubbed the air guitar body. That's like the body of air guitar, is like the belly. You got it, right? Nordic Thunder. Bjorn, his mom calls it the dick do because it sticks out farther than his dick do. Bjorn's mom. Yeah. Read the book, it's in there. But in those 7 years, I've also seen a lot of air guitar, like a lot of air guitar. Sometimes, like over the course of just one season, we'll see over 500 competitors cross the stage, and actually, in some cases, fall off the stage. With this many challenges, you can imagine how hard it might be to kind of rise above and to make a name for yourself. So I just wanted to share a few of the, page 3 of 4. I want to share a few of my favorite examples of how people have chosen to rise above and kind of make a name for themselves, as I said. This is Cold Steel Renegade. This is Cold Steel Renegade with my arch rival, William Ocean. That is actually Cold Steel Renegade's facial hair, by the way. No shit, it's really, it matches his AstroTurf mini golf armbands. This is Cold Steel at the water slides. Why wouldn't I include that, right? He is the 3-time San Francisco champion. In 2009, he had never before performed on a stage for any reason. So he entered in 2009 and won in front of a sold-out audience of 700 people, which is like a good San Francisco night. And then, fast forward 1 year, and the event the next year was held at the legendary Fillmore Auditorium, which is like every band from the 60s played there, and ever since then it's been this staple where people play. So he competed again 1 year later, and he won at the Fillmore, which was pretty phenomenal. And because he won that night, he then got to perform the following day at this festival at the Shoreline Amphitheater, which is actually, that's where like U2 and Van Halen performed. So in 1 year, he went from never having performed on a stage to performing on possibly the largest stage in the state of California. So if you need some convincing on the power of air guitar and the trajectory of a lifestyle, this is the one I would select. This is the Shred. He is the 4-time DC champion. Here's him as delivering candy to children. And he's 52 years old. 52 years old. So since U.S. air guitar, competitive air guitar in the U.S. has been around for 10 years, many competitors have had to kind of reinvent themselves to kind of keep it fresh for them and for their fans and just kind of for the community. I want to kind of share a couple of those. This here is Stryker. He's the 2007 Dallas champion. He's the 2008 Detroit champion, right? He's the 2009 Nashville champion, and he's the 2010 Denver champion. I promised. He is not to be confused with his twin brother, Big Rig, even though both of them have U.S. air guitar tattoos. Now, fast forwarding, this here is Dreamcatcher. He's the 2011 Denver champion. The crazy part? They're the same guy. Okay, this one, if you're gonna pay attention to any part, I'd like it to be this part, because it's gonna require many levels of comprehension. This here, this is Shreddy Mercury. He's a veteran of the East Coast circuit in air guitar. He's been coming back year after year. It was discovered by a member of The Daily Show who is often judging in New York. He discovered that his name was actually Seth Leibowitz. And he felt, Seth Leibowitz, that shows a little proof that he is definitely, in fact, a Leibowitz, if I may. So this judge that we had, he tried to convince Shreddy Mercury to compete under the name Seth Leibowitz, because he was clearly more Seth Leibowitz than he was a Shreddy Mercury. However, the following year, he refused and went back and competed as Shreddy Mercury. So then this year in New York, two-time US champion and my arch nemesis, William Ocean, decided to return to competition. He went under the name Seth Leibowitz. Yes. Got it? So my nemesis has just competed using another competitor's given name, right? So this night, Shreddy Mercury competed alongside himself. Very meta, would you agree? Okay, so sadly neither of the Leibowitzes is won, but it's a funny joke even if only a few people kind of understood it. So there they are. Okay, this is Houston Rocket. He's the 2007 San Jose second place winner. He's also the 2008 LA champion. This is Steve Lavender. He's the 2009 Funghua champion. And this is Tony Dilemma, the 2010 runner-up in San Francisco. This is him winning in 2012 in San Francisco under the name Seth Leibowitz. You got that? So, let's see. Just to recap, this is the world of the Seth Leibowitzes. So you can see how well it pays off to show some diversity in air guitar. For one, you never know what the compulsory song is going to be. It could be any style or genre or a really bad edit. Which, I mean, that never happens. There's never a bad edit of a compulsory song, right? Ever? Yeah, okay. Secondly, it can really help your overall skill set to have some different genres in your cadre there. Lastly, I'm guessing that we're all deep music nerds, so who's not going to want to air guitar to whatever happens, right? So a few years ago, I edited together a long-form medley that I could use outside of competitions. Sometimes I used it for fun, there, whatever, Disneyland or one of those places. Sometimes I used it for working at awkward corporate conventions. I tried to incorporate a wide array of genres so that the 4 minutes wouldn't seem to drag on, because sometimes even 60 seconds can seem like an eternity. Like I'm sure we've seen those competitors, like, how the fuck did you bend time like that? How did you make 2 minutes seem like forever? So I tried to mix it up a little bit to kind of just make it interesting so people would feel obliged to follow along. So a fellow competitor, stage name Awesome, San Francisco champion 2008, I believe, he proposed making a video for me for this medley that I had made. And so one day he just kind of he's like, hey, I made this video for you. And I looked at it and I was like, wow, who would I show this to? And I thought, why don't I wait and show it to the people of Oulu? So I would like to premiere this video that nobody else has ever seen, if you guys are interested. Yeah. Okay. I was hoping you'd say that. If we can figure out how to do this, all eyes on Bjorn. Okay, so this is the video. Please, I hope that you enjoy. Quitos.